How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Bitcoin is looking really good here today, honestly. And we have some alts moving like crazy. A lot of news happening this morning, a lot of big buys. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Also, in case you do want to trade crypto, this isn't right for everyone based on temperament or risk tolerance, but in case you do want to trade cryptos, there is a link to BTCC underneath the video. Make sure you understand what leverage trading is, make sure you understand some of the risks, but I have made a good amount of money on leverage trading this bull market, and right now, in a bullish time, I think you can make a good amount of money. That's what I've been doing. As you can see, Bitcoin actually setting a lot of higher lows recently. You know, just keep in mind, it was November 15, so like two and a half weeks ago, we came down to 86,000. Now we're touching down to 95,000. Like, this has just been an absolute monster recently. As you can see, like, we have altcoins just running. XRP up 50% in a day. If you haven't seen my last XRP video, you can check it out. But this is a time where you can see the bull market forming. You can see people start to deposit more and more money within crypto. You can see that because of Tether growing. You can see that because the market cap is at new all-time highs. Like, if we go here, we are at price discovery on market cap. We have greed in the market. And honestly, there are a lot of big buyers for Bitcoin, which we'll talk about in a second. Like I said, though, XRP running, which is so interesting. I know we're talking about Bitcoin here. We have Cardano running, but this shows you that we're starting to get to the fun part in the market where there are altcoins that are massive, over $100 billion, that still can move 50% in a day. Now, they'll see pullbacks. They will see pullbacks, but there's more money coming into the ecosystem, which is so bullish for Bitcoin, for altcoins. It gives you a lot of liquidity, and I'm just really excited about what's going to come here in the future. When you see altcoins that are getting searched for 2 times, 3 times more than Bitcoin or crypto, like, that's the fun part of the market. That's where we're getting to. Keep in mind, Tom Lee still thinks we could see 100K by the end of the year. Let me play this clip for you.
Do you want to, we always get a Bitcoin comment from you before we let you go. Normally it got stuck under 100. That's a pretty, it's a psychological level, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think some of this could be, there's a lot of folks who don't want Bitcoin over 100,000, and some of it may be the exchanges themselves are concerned because there is a pretty low supply of Bitcoin available over the counter. So you have a supply shortage, and if Bitcoin makes a move above 100,000, I think there'd be a big chase. So I'm still confident Bitcoin's going to close much higher before year end.
Before year end?
Before year end, yeah.
So break $100,000 before the end of the year?
Yeah, well above 100,000 before year end. It's just a matter of time.
It's December 2nd. It's not that long, Tom. So it's going to do it in the next 4 weeks.
Tom makes bold short.
Now, he's talked too about how Bitcoin could hit 250,000 next year. At the same time, we could see Microstrategy outpace Bitcoin over that time period. Okay, so we could see Bitcoin up 150%. We could see Microstrategy up more than that. Today, Microstrategy looking pretty good last time I checked. Down 0.4%. Honestly, that's not too bad after how fast it's run recently. Also, you never know with MicroStrategy if they're selling some more shares, what they're doing in the background to be able to get their hands on more Bitcoin. They did just make an announcement. They bought another 15,400 Bitcoin, and they achieved a Bitcoin yield of 63.3% year to date. They now hold 402,100 Bitcoin. Now, this puts them in rarefied air, 402,000 Bitcoin. They own 1.91% of all the supply. Now, keep in mind, a lot of Bitcoin is lost. Let's say it's 3 million lost, and then there's still another million to be, mined. They own like 2.3, 2.4, 2.5% of all the supply of Bitcoin that will ever be out there. And they continue to buy more and more. Also, keep in mind, too, that MicroStrategy Premium is coming down a little bit today. You know, they bought another $1.5 billion, and their stock is down 0.4%. So they're worth about 71.4, but they have about 38 billion. 72 divided by 38. That means that they're valued at just a 189% premium, or actually like an 89% premium is actually how it works. So their premium's coming down, which some people would say is a negative. Some people would say that's a positive. You have to look at it from both sides. Yes, when they're worth so much more, when there's so much more premium there, that allows them to sell and buy a lot more Bitcoin. But keep in mind, they have other instruments. Like they can go issue low interest rate debt and buy Bitcoin, or no interest rate debt. There's actually another company that just did that. But they have other options too. And this actually makes it a little bit healthier because you want volatility with MicroStrategy stock. But now some people are looking at this saying, hey, I'm paying under a 2x premium, I'm going to go buy it. I actually trimmed part of my MicroStrategy position when it was at a 2.3% premium. Sorry, 2.3x premium. So now it's come down a little bit from there. If it comes down much more, I'm going to go buy some more MicroStrategy. I think it's kind of just like a 2x leverage on Bitcoin. And sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place. Didn't get much sleep. I think 4 hours last night with the new baby, but we're making it through. We also got word of Genius Group raising some more Bitcoin, or buying some more Bitcoin, about 172, adding to their balance sheet. Mara also announced that they are buying some more Bitcoin. Mara to raise $700 million to buy more Bitcoin. Now, how are they doing this? Interest-free convertible senior notes due in 2031. I mean, think about this. What if Bitcoin goes up to 500K by 2031? So 7 years. I don't think that's crazy for a lot of people that are bullish on Bitcoin. They think maybe 250K this cycle, 200K, and then like 2 cycles from now, only going up another 2x. Conservative in the Bitcoin world. That means that they would get $3.5 billion at 0% interest rate. Of course, there is some risk, right? But this is extremely bullish. There are going to be other companies that see this and want to do the same thing. And I think with people coming into Bitcoin, and with countries possibly starting coming into Bitcoin, eventually OTC desks will dry up, like Tom Lee says. And then a lot of countries will start mining Bitcoin because they have basically free labor. They have to pay it, but it doesn't really matter. And then also they have basically free power. So they'll start mining Bitcoin, and a lot of these mining companies will have a tougher time because they have just these massive countries that they're going to have to be competing with. So I think that's why some of these companies are turning to like a Bitcoin standard, like trying to shift into a little bit of what MicroStrategy does. It'll be so interesting to see what happens next. Let me know your thoughts. Again, if you want to trade crypto, if you want to trade altcoins, or if you want to trade Bitcoin, check out the link underneath the video to BTCC. They have a deposit bonus right now, 10% on first-time deposits, and you get lower trading fees. Of course, make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you understand the risks. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I really do appreciate you guys watching. And, there will be volatility, but that is good. Volatility is vitality. Thanks so much. Hit subscribe to see future videos. I'll see you in the next one.